Now, it's always nice to come back to the BIC. Every time I'm here, I really enjoy myself, with good reason. And it's always nice when you have a special car to drive as well. So this time, I think it gets a little extra special because I haven't done one of these driving interviews in a while. So today, it's not just a special car, the RS5, but also a special person who I haven't actually met with for a while. And so sitting right here with me is Rahil Ansari. Wonderful to see you.
Sid, good to see you.
See, I take my hand off the wheel, drive slow, just for a little while, just so we get the formal introduction out of the way.
Perfect.
How have you been?
I'm good. It's been an extremely exciting phase. A lot of things coming up, a lot of changes in terms of policies, everything. I think the market is very dynamic, so it's
That's one
been
word
an
for it.
interesting year so
Yeah.
far, especially because of a couple of launches that we had this year. So it's an exciting phase.
Speaking of the formal bit, the introduction, what's with the jacket? I mean, it's the car's telling me 40 degrees outside, and we're in an RS5. That's
You're
not
right.
like you to be
You're
in
right.
a formal jacket.
So I would probably like,
Especially you, huh? I mean,
so I'll
other guys
probably
maybe.
quote Coco Chanel. She basically said, in order to be irreplaceable, one has to be different. So that's probably the intention with this.
All right, I'm going to let you get away with that one. Because with you, I expect something more flamboyant for the different part.
Unfortunately, the cameras cannot cover my shoes, so that would be
That's
probably
true.
very interesting.
That's true. All right, so that out of the way, and we haven't done this before, so that's good that we finally getting to do the in-car chat. But you want to tell me what car you're talking about? The launch is coming up. Come on, gotta give me something here.
So I've been given basically instruction from my PR team not to disclose any of those
guys.
cars. They are very strict
Troublemakers.
with me. Of course, everyone knows that within the next 6 to 12 months we're going to launch the luxury car, the world luxury car of the year, which is the A8.
Yeah.
I think everyone is really looking forward to it, not because it's a car for us that defines a big change in terms of volume, but it's probably also make or break in terms of image and distinction of the brand image, because that clearly also reflects the true advancement of technology for Audi, because that car is just amazing. So once that comes up, I think a couple of things will change from an image perspective for us, clearly. Of course, there are other cars in the pipeline which you will, you will probably assuming. Unfortunately, I will not be in a position to comment, confirm, or say no. But there's good stuff in the pipeline. Let's put it this way. Exciting stuff.
All right, fair enough. Big announcement coming from the VW Group about the investment, the fact that MQB finally gets productionized in India at some point, and we asked this question to them at the group level, and they didn't rule out the fact that, of course, at some point Audi could benefit from this as well, because you do have MQB products. How do you view that? I mean, I'm not going to get into products and when, but it's a positive development for the group. So how does Audi view that?
It's a positive development for the group, but at the same time, the brand Skoda is taking the lead on this. So you will have to ask them. I would also refer to them, because they will also give you clarity on the strategies on this. Of course, for the Audi brand, Audi AG always sees India as a strategic market, and I think from that perspective, while we may be small in terms of volume as compared to the entire global volume that we are selling, Audi AG is always committed to India as a strategic market. Of course, at some point in time, we have to reach that tipping point where it goes from a strategic market to a volume market.
Yes.
That will hopefully happen, but that cannot happen overnight. It can happen overnight, but then it has to be like a clear policy change. Cars need to be made more affordable, which was our request way earlier to do this, and you could see that the exponential growth in the luxury segment, especially in the years 2010 to 2014, and since then there was a little bit of stagnation happening in that segment. So the luxury segment could have been exploited much more with more favorable policies. Why do I say this? I think the essence is that if you have car that is more affordable in the luxury segment, you will also sell more cars overall. and you will be in a position to generate more tax revenue.
Yeah.
More tax revenue basically means also for us that you will be in a position to invest into new products. You will have new products in place, and new products and more sales means also that our dealer partners, existing dealer partners, can expand and can be more profitable, and with the expansion they can also employ more people.
I was going to say it's employment, and also you get more revenue generation eventually anyway. So,
and that's something which
perspective.
is a win-win scenario, but of course it's a very sensitive topic. I know.
Yes.
It's highly discussed in that segment people do not really care if they spend such a high amount of tax. It's not true, because if you look at the entry segment, like an A3 or a Q3, people are quite often buying for the first time, and they buy into a brand.
And there's so many who aren't right now because of that, right? I mean, who could be buying into.
And luxury was earlier considered like, it was first spending into a house and spending into jewelries. Then there was a shift into buying a car, owning a car, and now with all the financial options that we have with banks that are offered, a low EMI, you're attracting a lot of employees, corporate employees, that are really looking to afford that bit of luxury, because to have that lifestyle. And they will not say, I bought an A3 or I bought a Q3, I bought an Audi. You're buying into a badge, you're buying, and that's something which is good. It supports the economy. We are Make in India, where 95% of our volume is locally assembled. So I think that should also be supported overall for the luxury segment. I'm hopeful that this will happen at some stage, because it's for the benefit of the country.
Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but every time I've talked about government policy, I've lost my line completely. So that, I think it's a good metaphor for what's happening on that front.
Maybe it's an indication that something good happens.
Well, you come out of it well, I mean, that's the car though at this point. I can't take any credit for that. The onboard electronics are making me look good. But, and I'm trying, like I said, not to make too much noise, because I do want everybody to be able to hear what you're saying. Fun car, I have to say. Very, very fun car. It's very distracting. Keep remembering what I want to talk to you about, because
it's my preference actually, the RS5 at the moment. So if I look at when we have launched it, so I was sitting in the car together with Virat, and before actually going into the car, before launching the car, we were supposed to have a briefing with the team. The team was about to tell us what we should be talking about. And then I looked at Virat, I said, hey, do you need a briefing? He said, no. I said, me neither. So let's just sit in the car and just talk. And so we're sitting in the car, we talk, and you see some of the videos from our side online.
I have seen
it's really amazing, because he's like so enthusiastic about the car. And that's all about just driving and experiencing the RS5. Just love the car, the sound, the grip.
It looks great too. I mean, they've just ticked so many boxes with this one. I have to say, I have to agree. All right, fair enough. And one last thing, then I think I might as well go into the pit lane and behave myself. But the next big thing that you're looking forward to the rest of this year, calendar year?
The next big thing that I'm looking forward to is the launch that I'm not going to talk about.
Okay, wow, that really helps.
No, seriously, I think it's going to be
a product. It is product.
It is product, clearly, that I'm looking forward to in the second half of the year. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to a good second half of the year. I think we have full product availability. We have a lot of good things in the pipeline. We have the Qs as petrol as well as the diesel version. So good things coming up. I'm very confident that the second half of the year will be good.
It is an all-new model that you're talking about, isn't it?
No comment.
Oh, come on. You've got to give me that much at least. All right, fair enough. But thank you. It was.
Thanks.
I'm sorry if I was throwing you around a little bit there.
It's okay. But I didn't have lunch, so that's fine.
I was resisting the urge to go completely crazy, which I'm sure you'll agree I did not.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
you didn't. You were very
on camera
gentle,
now,
so
that
it's
I was
fine.
very, very safe. But I remember, I think it was with you that I had the first online live interview.
Yes.
That I've done, and this is now the fastest interview that I've ever done.
Great.
We crossed 225.
Not bad.
So, or at least that I noticed.
Yeah.
So
didn't feel like 225. So probably there's some space to do a little more.
We can go out again.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll turn off the cameras and do that.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Thanks.